We made it. We made it. We are through. Drama, heart attacks, stress is what you describe that Portugal game against Croatia and the performance from Portugal. It wasn't the best performance from the team, but we got there in the end. When there's knockout time, big players deliver in big moments. There's no need to focus on performances. Of course, performances matter, but it's who shows up is what matters most. It's a knockout game. It's winner goes on, loser goes home. Do or die. And Portugal are through to the next round. Of course, Modric, legend of the club. Always. I do feel bad for him. I do feel sad that he's out of the World Cup a little bit. But, he's a legend for Croatia, no doubt. And he's a legend for Madrid. And he's a legend of football. One of my favorite players, definitely my favorite midfielder, I see him play for my club. So Modric, respect, and we love you. Ronaldo got his goal. Ronaldo got his goal. They'll say it's a penalty, but I don't care what type of goal it is. A goal is a goal. And he arguably should have had 2 goals because there's that offside goal that he scored that isn't offside. Well, the technology will show us offside, but when you see in the first replay, it looks different compared to the technology photo that they're shown when they're checking it. The first image, without the technology, he looks onside. And it's a good finish from him. And the technology shows like he's more forward, he's more offside, which doesn't make sense. I actually will say the same thing for the Croatia goal. The player looked onside, but the technology made him look more offside than he actually was. But that's pretty strange, but it is what it is. Croatia, the first half they were more defensive. They're, weren't really going forward like that. But in the second half, they were giving it all, bro. They were going for the game. They weren't being defensive. And it gave them benefits. They went 1-0 up due to a good team goal, a good moment for Croatia. And then Portugal, responded with the penalty and the offside goal that happened. That should have stood. And ever since the Ronaldo goal, Croatia's have been like, very strong. They're really attacking Portugal. And had moments that they probably should have scored. Like the Kovacic, dribble past the whole midfield. And that could have been one of the goals of the tournament. But it's the post. And Douglas Costa, came in clutch for Portugal. Some brilliant saves. Kept Portugal in the game. The midfield from Portugal, I wouldn't say they're the best performances from Vitinha, from Neves. I wouldn't say they were amazing today. I would say even same thing for Nuno Mendes. I would even say he was at his best today. But big players, big moments. Ronaldo scores penalty when it's needed, a big moment. His first knockout goal. It's crazy to say that's Ronaldo's first knockout goal in the World Cup. But he's got it now, luckily. And Gonzalo Ramos came on to make an impact. And he's made an impact, all right. He scored the winning goal for Portugal. And, it looked like, Portugal should be safe and sound, should protect the lead. But no. They decided to give their own fans the biggest heart attack ever by conceding that goal in the last 10 seconds of the game. And, when you look at the replay, he looks offside. The player that touched the ball looks way offside. But the reason why, it took that long is because the player that was heading the ball to the offside player, if he got a touch to the ball, then he would be offside. But if he didn't get a touch, and then it hit Ronaldo Vega on the way as well, then the goal would have stood. But it did. I think it's skimmed his hair on the way, and they scored off that, which it'll be pretty cool. If you're a Croatian, you feel hard done by, head loss, and look at the response. They throw bottles at the pitch, so clearly they weren't happy with the response, with the decision, and they lost their heads. And I don't blame them, because if that was my country, I probably would have been a little pissed too. But yeah, Croatia out the World Cup, move on. Portugal moves on, and it's Spain. Big game, big battle. And yeah, don't mind me, runny nose. It's one of those days. But Portugal versus Spain, very exciting game. I can't wait to watch it. That's my review for the Spain-Portugal game. Or, not Spain-Portugal. Portugal against Croatia game. And more videos to come pretty soon. I'll see you then.